but nobody's gonna make you change what you
can we all be seated as the program is about to start? So I would like to use this medium to welcome all the participants seated here, the staffs and the students with the invited guests, to the fourth Association of Communication Scholars and Professionals of Nigeria Empowerment Series in Thomas Adeyemi University. Can we please put our hands together? So I'd like to welcome Pastor Afolabi to the podium for opening prayer.
Shall we be upstanding for the opening prayer very briefly? Father, in the name of Jesus, we want to appreciate your name for another opportunity to be here today. We say, be thou exalted, O God, in the name of Jesus. We want to appreciate your name for this empowerment series. We want to appreciate your name for the people you have brought from all over the universities, all over the world, causing them to attend this program physically and online. We say, be thou exalted in the name of Jesus. We ask, oh God, that this program will be an impactful program in the name of Jesus. And for everyone that has come, when they are going back, they will return safely in the name of Jesus. From the beginning of the program to the end of the program, we ask that you take charge, oh God, in the name of Jesus. We appreciate your name for the Faculty of Management and Social Sciences. We appreciate your name for the Department of Mass Comm and other departments. Father, we ask, oh God, that this program will impact the university positively in the name of Jesus. Thank you because we know you have done it. Thank you because we know you do much more than we have asked. In Jesus' mighty name we have prayed.
Thank you very much. As we remain standing, please, as we remain standing, let's take the national anthem, followed suit by the TAU anthem. Thank you very much. Media. National anthem and TAU anthem. Okay, probably we take it at the count of two. And we'll take it at the count of two. And we'll let the people that knows it best to do it. Please, the Dean of Faculty Management and Social Sciences, Dr. Ishola, will lead us.
Okay, sorry, we just take the first and the last stanzas. 1, 2, Nigeria, we own their native land. No tribe and tongue may differ in brotherhood we stand. Nigeria, so I'm proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Okay, stanzas 2.
nation so bright, to nurture and thought, nourish many a mind. CEO, Sabetia audio, and when knowledge shall speak, with wisdom we'll listen. In Thomas they will be university, the home of our nation and all humanity. CEO, we lead, others follow. God bless our university. God bless our university. As made so unclouded, filled with tranquility, conducive for hallowed mind, soul to flourish. All hands committed to the best quality, and with careful steps we are laying the bricks. CEO, Sabetia audio, and when knowledge shall speak, with wisdom we'll listen. In Thomas they will be university, the hope of our nation and all humanity. CEO, we lead, others follow. God bless our university. God bless our university. Oh God, the creator of all seen and unseen, we pray for blessings on everyone, as we all endeavor to make a difference. We look up to you, never leave us alone. CEO, Sabetia audio, and when knowledge shall speak, with wisdom we'll listen. In Thomas they will be university, the hope of our nation and all humanity. CEO, we lead, others follow. God bless our university. God bless our university.
Applause for the wonderful singing, and let's have our seat. Thank you very much. Please pardon me if you're with the program.
So I'd like to welcome the principal officer, the director, the dean, and the HOD, Mr. Ilorin. Please come be together. Please can we continue putting our hands together as it climbs the podium.
Good morning, everybody. Permit me to stand on existing protocol. I've been tasked this morning to establish the protocols here present, and I will be starting from the principal officers of the institution. And as I will be calling them, I will want a round of applause from the congregation. So the first and foremost here is the Vice Chancellor of our university, in person of Professor Francisca Oladipo. You can do better, please. You can do better. The second on my list here is the Acting Registrar of the institution, in person of Mr. Fisoye Kolawole. The Acting Bursar, Mrs. Rachel Afolabi. The Acting University Librarian, Mr. Toyeshe Oyedoku. Then I move straight to the Dean of Faculties. Our host Dean, in person of the Dean of Faculty of Management and Social Sciences, Dr. James Ishola. You are welcome. The Dean of Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences, Professor Emenike. You are welcome, sir. The Dean of Faculty of Nursing Science, Dr. Mrs. Aino. The Dean of Faculty of Computing and Applied Science, Dr. Ezekiel Olatuji. Subdean of Law, Dr. Oke. Then the Acting Dean, Student Care Services, in person of Mr. Ahmed Musa. Then I move straight to our directors. The Director of Quality Assurance, Professor Adeni Yadetunji. Director of Academic Planning, Dr. Muiwa Oduwaye. Director of Works, in person of Engineer Lanre Lesomi. Then all the HODs here present, you can rise up for recognition. All the HODs, you are welcome to the program. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Very fast, we would love to invite the representative of the ASPN official, Dr. Solomon Oyeleye, for the introduction of the representatives here. Please, let's continue clapping. Let's keep on clapping. Thank you very much. Let's continue to give them the warm applause till it gets here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The Vice Chancellor, Thomas Adewumi University, other principal officers. I'm here to introduce the officials of the Association of Communication Scholars and Professionals of Nigeria, ACSPN, who are the heart of today's event. Leading our team is Professor Adeshina Aziz from the University of Ilorin. Professor Aziz is representing the national president of the association in the person of Professor Umaru Pati. Next, I would like to introduce Dr. Tani Taiwo from Lagos State University. Dr. Taiwo is representing our Vice President for Southwest of the ACSPN, Professor Rotimi Olatunji. We also have on the team Dr. Oluwole Adefemi from Osun State University, a very prominent member in the Southwest region of the association. My name is Dr. Solomon Oyeleye. I am representing the National Secretary of the association, Professor Nusa Owens Ibe, Vice Chancellor of Caleb University. Thank you very much.
Let's welcome our very own Dean, the Dean of Management and Social Science, Dr. Ishola. Let's keep on clapping as he mounts the podium.
Thank you. Thank you. My Vice Chancellor, please permit me to just do a small correction to the introduction of the principal officers. And please, we also have the Director of Research and Innovation and Productivity in our midst, as Dr. Downsy. She's here. Please recognize you. Also, the Dean of Faculty of Law, not the Subdean, the Dean of Faculty of Law, though he's not here, but I know in spirit is with us. That's Dr. Oke. Let's give him a round of applause in absentia. Thank you. The Vice Chancellor, the Acting Registrar, and other principal officers, deans, directors, heads of departments, and heads of units, our guest lecturer, Barrister Mahmud, representative of the President, Professor Aziz, representative of other Assistant Secretary, Vice Presidents. They have introduced themselves to save time. We also recognize all our guests from other universities that are here, lecturers from those universities and their students that have come to represent their university. Want to recognize you. Want to recognize all our students, our staff, everyone that is here. Today mark another milestone in the life of Thomas Adewume University, a young, vibrant, fast-growing university in Nigeria. Also to Faculty of Management and Social Sciences, and by extension, Department of Mass Communication, the facilitator of this program. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and participants, with great pleasure and excitement, I extend a warm welcome to each and every one of you on behalf of Thomas Adewume University, Faculty of Management and Social Science, Department of Mass Communication, and all staff and students of Thomas Adewume University. ACSPN is a professional organization that aimed at bridging the gap between the academic and the industry, especially in the area of mass communication. Today, as we gather for the highly anticipated ACSPN Empowerment Series, a program dedicated to fostering growth, knowledge sharing, and empowerment within our vibrant community, I believe that we are going to be fully educated, well-informed, and the series will be of great benefit. We are not only celebrating the spirit of collaboration, but also igniting spark of innovation and inspiration that will undoubtedly propel us towards greater heights. I also want to especially welcome our guest speaker, Barrister Mahmud, ACSPN officials, the Vice Chancellor of KU8, present and their representatives, lecturers and students of other sister universities, our participants on Zoom, TAU staff and students. Throughout this series, let us embrace the opportunity to learn from the lecture, engage in meaningful discussions, cultivate valuable connections, and ultimately inspire positive change that resonates far beyond this world. Once again, I say welcome and wish all of us successful outing. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you very much, the Dane, sir. Please permit me to also establish this protocol. We also have the Director of ICT, Engineer Dari Oladipo. Please, let's celebrate him. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. If you are with the program, you would know that we have gotten to a very important part, and that is the opening remark by our own very own, our amiable Vice Chancellor, Professor Francisca Oladipo. Please, let's celebrate her. That is our chief host for today. Please, let's celebrate her as she continues to come forward. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Please let us be seated. The protocol is already established, but I just want to very specially recognize our most distinguished guests. The distinguished guest lecturer, Dr. Mahmud Abdulraheem, Esquire. We welcome you to Oko. The national president of the ACSPN, Professor Umar Pate, I had spoken to him earlier today. Thanks to Professor Adeshina Aziz for representing him. The national secretary of the association and also the vice chancellor of Caleb University, Professor Owens Ibe, who is represented here by Dr. Solomon Oyeleye. We recognize and welcome you. The vice president Southwest, Professor Rotimi Olatunji, represented by Dr. Tani Taiwo. We welcome you, sir. And of course, we welcome Dr. Oluwole Adefemi from the ACSPN Secretariat. Thank you so much. To our colleague, faculty and staff members from the KU8 universities and other universities, both here and participating online, we warmly welcome you to this event. We thank the Almighty for bringing you here safely, and we thank you for coming to support your colleagues in the Department of Mass Communication, TAU, and the Faculty of Management and Social Sciences. That is from my heart. Now I'm going to read the address written as it is in protocol. It is with a sense of pride that I stand before you today to specially welcome you to this significant event and to our campus and our village. We are indeed proud to be hosting the Maiden Empowerment Series of the Association of Communication Scholars and Professionals of Nigeria, ACSPN, in Kwara State. I would like to acknowledge and warmly welcome all our distinguished guests, especially our guest lecturer, Dr. Mahmud Abdulraheem, Esquire, the members of the Executive Committee of the ACSPN, our distinguished academics, and our dearly beloved students. I know Doctor is smiling. We call you Barrister, but we were corrected that the Barrister is actually not a title. I hope you don't mind us not affixing Barrister or prefixing Barrister to your name. As a private, not-for-profit university, licensed by the federal government of Nigeria in April 2021, we, together with our sister institution, the Thomas Adewumi International College, TAICO, have been the leading light in the community, in the local government, and in Kwara State as a whole. We are making tremendous impact through the provision of access roads, medical services through our Cottage Hospital, the Oko Medical Center, serving over 60 other communities around here. You must have passed it on your way to this East Campus. We provide basic education through the Thomas Adewumi Nursery and Primary School. We provide secondary education through the Thomas Adewumi International College Boarding and Day School. We have continuously placed Okoirese on the global map by attracting many positive attention and goodwill to the community. Many of you here today, probably everyone here except maybe Dr. Ishola and Mr. Olabode, who have no reason to be in Oko. They are from here, so this is their community, but many, including myself, who have no reason to be here in Oko if not for these institutions. So we continue to place the community on the global map. Our core focus is the delivery of affordable, student-centered quality education in science, technology, engineering, medicine, and innovation. And our BSc Mass Communication is one of our signature academic programs. And we continue to enjoy the support of many of the members of your association. We have here Dr. Adisa. Dr. Adisa, thank you so much. He has been a mentor for the department. Even when the road was so bad, Dr. Adisa is always here. The Department of Mass Communication was practically pioneered by Professor Adishna Aziz here. Prof, thank you so much. Like I told you earlier today, it was because you laid a very strong foundation that we're able to build on what you laid. Otherwise, probably the program would have closed down or something if you didn't do a great job. Thank you so much. We'll continue to remember you and be grateful to you. Just on Monday, 10th June, I received the reports of the full accreditation of all our 11 startup academic programs. Of which the BSc Mass Communication program made a score of 91.9%. The benchmark for full accreditation is 70%, Prof, right? And so the Mass Com greatly exceeded that point. Congratulations again. This could not have been possible without the support of the members of your profession. So I want to use this opportunity to express the gratitude of the entire TAU campus community to you all for supporting us in this achievement. As a university, we are deeply committed to making a meaningful contribution to all the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Actually, Dr. Dance, we are one of the few universities worldwide doing the 17. A lot of people pick some as the areas of strength, but we are doing all of the 17. And through research, teaching, and community engagement initiatives, we are addressing pressing global challenges while nurturing the next generation of leaders and change makers. We recognize the importance of ending poverty and hunger. There is no unemployment in Oko, except those that don't want to work. There is always something for someone to do in TAU, once you're from Oko. We ensure good health and well-being for everyone. We have the only hospital serving the community and 60 others. We promote quality education at all levels. We own the only viable elementary school in this community, the only viable high school, and of course, the university. We're licensed in 2021. There were 20 of us. We are ranked first among the 20 by Webometrics. We are already ranked in the THE ranking. We're expecting also the impact ranking very soon. In Kwara State, we're ranked 4th out of the 9 universities. We actually outranked Al-Ikma, and we're seriously pursuing Landmark, Kwasu, and Ilorin. We are sited on over 300 hectares of fertile land, and we're supported by the abundance of rainfall. So generally, we have good weather, and we cultivate and farm over 40% of the land mass. We concentrate on the production of both food crops and livestock. There is every possibility that all the lunch you eat today, including the rice, may have come from our farms. So as we gather here today, let us reflect on the importance of upholding ethical standards in journalism, especially in the digital age, as will be taught by our guest lecturer. I want to bring you goodwill and heartfelt gratitude from our chancellor and founder, from our co-founder, from the chairman and members of the board of trustees, from our pro-chancellor and the members of the governing council, and from the entire university's campus community. The Oloko of Okwirese also sends his warm regards. It's not available. We could have gone to see him. And we want to thank you very much for supporting the mass communication program. I want to congratulate the Dean of the Faculty of Management and Social Sciences for blazing the trail. This is the first institution in Kwara State to be hosting the empowerment seminar of the association, and the prof was feeling a bit, but I had to make him understand that we are his children, and when the children are doing well, they carry the name of the father, so we're carrying your name. We want to congratulate the department and appreciate the effort of all the students. They have been working round the clock. I also want to thank the students of other programs, even outside of the Faculty of Management and Social Sciences, because we're family and families support one another. We have students here from the Faculty of Nursing Sciences, from the Faculty of Computing and Applied Science, from the Faculty of Basic Medical and Health Sciences. Do we have engineering here? Not likely, because do we have Faculty of Engineering? Oh, thank you so much. I thought you guys would be, because they have been at the construction site since the beginning of the week, even though they're in 100 level, but they're part of our construction project. So I want to thank all of you for coming out to support your colleagues. To the members of staff, the principal officers, deans, directors, and HODs, and all administrators, thank you all so much. We're happy to associate with the mass communication program as one of our signature academic programs. I welcome all of you once again.
I think we can do that better. Let's appreciate our Vice Chancellor. Thank you very much. Let's appreciate her better as she returns to her seat. Thank you very much, ma'am. I quickly want to appreciate this our sister universities present currently, and that is the first I'm going to be mentioning is University of Ilorin. That is our mentor. Yes, please, you can. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming, and I want to specifically appreciate the HOD, Dr. K.K. Kadri. Please, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you very much. If we get to stand here, and speak to people, you need to understand that we have all passed through them. Dr. K.K. Kadri, she's also my lecturer and she has been a mentor over time. We say thank you very much, ma'am. Also, want to appreciate Aman Patiji University. They are the first university to get here, even not minding the distance. Please, we appreciate you. We celebrate you. Thank you very much. Also, I want to specifically appreciate the coordinator, that is Mr. Dawood. Please, you can well wave where you are seated. Thank you very much. Thank you. Very fast, we'll be moving to the ASPN remark. And the person that will be doing that is no one else than he is a mentor to mentors. And he's a father to the fathers. Our Vice Chancellor have actually said it the other time. He is the bedrock of mass communication department in Thomas Adewumi University. In fact, the best of my knowledge, that is the first professor of mass communication in University of Ilorin. And it is no one else than Professor Adeshina Lukman Aziz. Please, let's continue to welcome him as he gives the remark for the association. Thank you very much. Please, let's continue to give him a round of applause as he comes forward. Thank you very much.
Please, take your seat, please. Please, you permit me to stand on the well-established protocol. Nevertheless, I have to specially give my greeting to the management of this great university, headed by our Vice Chancellor, amiable Vice Chancellor, dynamic Vice Chancellor. A woman that has shown that there's nothing a man can do that a woman cannot do. A woman can even do better. And we have seen it in the way this university has been growing. I'm here to represent the president of the Association of Communication Scholar and Professional of Nigeria, Professor Umaru Pate, who is also a Vice Chancellor of a federal university. He actually wanted to be here, but because of the exigency of his office, particularly being a Vice Chancellor of a federal university, he could not make it. And so, he asked me to represent him here today. So I'm standing here today as the representative of the president of the association. But you agree with me that representing him here today is not a coincidence. To some people, it might look as a coincidence, but to me, it's not. Because just like the Vice Chancellor said when we paid a courtesy visit this morning, she said that it's like coming back home. This is my university. I am attached to the university because I was part of the beginning of the university, particularly the Department of Mass Communication. So when I was asked to come and represent the president, I said, well, thank God. It's like coming back home and trying to confirm what I've been hearing about the university since I left. And I can tell you categorically that this university is not just a fast-growing university, but a university that is going to be number one very soon, just like the Vice Chancellor has said. Only the University of Ilorin will not stop as well. We'll be, as you are running after us, we'll also be running. And so, it's not a competition, but it's about vision. It's about ambition, which I think the Vice Chancellor of this university is promoting and pursuing for the glory of the university. When we paid the cousin visit this morning, I felt that I felt bad that this empowerment series is being taken place here today, and Oko is now the first university as a university in Kwara State to have this program. I felt bad, but the Vice Chancellor said that I should not feel bad and she gave a very good reason, and I felt very, very happy with what she said. And what she said was that, no, we are your daughter, we are your son, and so when your son is doing good, you are not going to feel bad. You give glory to God. And since then, I've been giving glory to God. But that notwithstanding, I must appreciate that the university has taken the lead. It is a great stride that we have taken today, giant one. Because the association has been challenging us at the University of Ilorin over the years that we are sleeping. We are not doing anything about the association. And so for you to take the lead today, I think is something that the association is very, very grateful for, and they appreciate. And that is the reason why the president wanted to be here. The president of the Southwest wanted to be here. Because it's something that actually marveled to them. Very, very, very. Because they feel that, when University of Ilorin is there. And so they are very happy, and I want to deliver their message of appreciation that they will continue to appreciate you for bringing this empowerment series to your university. And it's like you have shown the way, and we are going to follow you very soon as well. I want to say categorically that the association is an umbrella association for anything communication in Nigeria. It was established in 2012 with the vision and mission of bringing everybody together, both the students, professionals, and scholars, particularly with our students in mind. The thinking was that the association will pioneer a direction by which you can come up with very good curriculum that will make our students worthy of the certificates that they are going to get from university. And since the establishment of that association, we have been growing in leaps and bounds, and we have been pursuing the vision and mission. And that is the reason why the association has different activities. One of it is empowerment series that is taking place here today. The essence of that empowerment series is to bring our students together so that a professional, a veteran, will come and talk to them, give them the practical side of what they are learning theoretically in the class. It has taken place across Nigeria because the association is built on a structure of regional structure. So Kwara is supposed to be under North Central. And so the empowerment series has taken place everywhere except the North Central, particularly Ilorin. And now with what Oko is doing today, we thank God that we have actually beaten the record now. And like I said, we have shown the way, and we are going to follow. So today, the empowerment series that is taking place here today is meant to train our students. It's meant to expose our students to practical parts of what they are learning in the class. Apart from empowerment series, we have other series, ask questions, and understand. So it's part of it, and we also have the conference that will normally take place every year. I've talked to the Vice Chancellor, and she has promised that all our members here are going to participate in the conference that will be taking place in September this year, by God's grace. Apart from that, they are also going to be full registered members of the association. When this idea was mooted and was given to the association, the feeling is that, no, okay, has not been registered, we don't know them, but they feel that, no, this is a good thing that is coming from a good university, fast-growing university, and they must support the idea. And that is the reason why they are in full force here today. You can imagine where you have the secretary being represented here, the vice president of the Southwest being represented here. You can see how serious they are about the program and how they are so appreciative of what you are doing here today. I want to say that inviting the guest speaker to this occasion is a very good thing because we know that's a veteran. And that is the idea of the association, to bring veterans to our students, to come and talk to them, to come and give them practical experience that they have gained over the years. We know that Dr. Barrister Mahmud, let me use the word S-Core that the Vice Chancellor has been using, but I also need to add that he's also a doctorate PhD holder from the great University of Ilorin. So bringing him here today is a good thing because we know that he's a veteran. He knows he has gained a lot of experience over the years. And for him to also own a radio station, he will also be able to tell us not only the practical side, but also the management aspect of media production. So I want to thank you for honoring our invitation, sir. Even though you are my student, but I have to use sir for you now. So I have to thank you for honoring our invitation. And I believe that you are up to task. And at the end of the day, I know that our students will gain a lot from you. Once again, I want to welcome all of you, particularly Sisters University from all over Kwara State. I want to welcome you, and I want to thank you for supporting OCO. We have known that OCO is now the leader, and we must follow. We will be happy to follow. Yes, and I believe that all of you will go back home and tell the management of your university that the ACSPN is a good association of communication that we must all be part of. And we must not just be part of it, we must make sure that we engage in the various activities of the association. On this note, I want to thank you, and I want to say that please sit down, relax, and enjoy the lecture. Thank you very much.
On the existing protocol, I would like to invite our guest speaker, Dr. Abdulraheem Mahmud, as we listen to his citation.
Dr. Abdulraheem Mahmud, a leader in media and communication. Dr. Abdulraheem Mahmud, who hails from Ilorin, Kwara State, brings a wealth of experience and a distinguished academic background to the field of mass communication. His journey began with a bachelor's degree in mass communication from Bayero University, Kano in 1982, followed by a master's degree in the same field from the University of Lagos in 1992. His passion for legal studies led him to pursue a Bachelor of Laws from the University of Ilorin in 2004 and LLM from Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife in 2011, further solidifying its foundation in both communication and law. Dr. Mahmud Abdulraheem, a distinguished and dedicated academic, earned his PhD in mass communication from the esteemed University of Ilorin, Nigeria, renowned as the Better by Far institution. Dr. Abdulraheem's professional career reflects his dedication to public service and media advancement. His early years were marked by service with the National Youth Service Corps in Rivers State and a teaching position with the Kwara State Schools Management Board. Recognizing his potential, the Kwara State Broadcasting Corporation, now Radio Kwara, welcomed him in 1987, where he honed his skills in news editing and casting for 15 years. His leadership qualities propelled him to the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, in 2002, where he served as the Assistant Chief Monitoring Officer. Returning to Kwara State in 2003, Dr. Abdulraheem assumed the role of General Manager at the Kwara State Broadcasting Corporation, leading the organization for 7 years. His commitment to media excellence continued at the Kwara State Television Service, where he served as General Manager from 2010 to 2011. Dr. Abdulraheem's academic pursuits continued alongside his impressive professional trajectory. In 2011, he joined the University of Ilorin as a Senior Research Fellow in the Department of Mass Communication. He further distinguished himself by serving as the head of department from 2012 to 2015, guiding and inspiring future generations of communication professionals. Dr. Abdulraheem's unwavering passion for media led him to establish Gerin FM 95.5 Ilorin, a community radio station in 2021. This venture demonstrates his commitment to fostering communication within his local community. Dr. Abdulraheem Mahmud's qualifications and experience make him a valuable asset to any discussion on mass communication. His dedication to scholarship, public service, and community development is truly commendable. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause and standing ovation as we welcome the erudite, the illustrious, distinguished, visionary, the renowned, the accomplished, the respected, the exceptional, and inspirational Dr. Abdulraheem Mahmud.
Thank you very much. I must say that I'm in a different world this morning because though I've heard a lot about Thomas Adewumi University, we started from a secondary school in those days. When I first got into the university, I was wondering, is this Ilorin or Lagos or Nsukka? Because thank God, I've almost traversed in those days almost half of the number of universities we have in Nigeria, taking one certificate or the other. I've been to the Bayero University, Kano. I've been to University of Lagos. I've been to University of Ilorin twice. I've been to Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. I've been to a mini university again in Lagos called the Nigerian Law School. And with all this, I can affirmatively agree with the Vice Chancellor that this is the fastest growing university in Nigeria. In terms of a structure, I've been overwhelmed. And I know what obtains in other universities. And in terms of even the quality of personnel, I know, especially this time around, to have been able to get hold of the brilliant heads in the academic. I found Thomas Adewumi University very lucky. And it is just not by luck, but by hard work, perseverance. And I can see the Vice Chancellor as a go-getter. She gets the right people at the right time to the right place. I congratulate the Vice Chancellor, and the university community for reaching this far. Particularly, again, I congratulate the Department of Mass Communication. It's a fast-growing department too, and I have confidence that the sky will not only be the limit. There is still life even beyond, and I pray Thomas Adumi will reach there in due course. Thank you. The title given to me, when I first saw it, I thought within myself that this is a familiar terrain. This is something we have taught over and over again to our students in the classroom across tertiary institutions. But on the second look, I look at it. Navigating legal, ethical minefields is my own thought that it should not be limited to ethical. That's why I added the legal aspect, which is like a gunpowder. And I want to say with all modesty here that every one of us here, we are sitting on the gunpowder, and some of us may not even be aware, especially because of the technology advancement. And it has not stopped. We are now witnessing AI, artificial intelligence. But let us look at where we started. We communicators. We started from traditional communication. And then our teachers have many here. When we talk about the rudiments of communication, traditional communication, we had been taken around, and we are well grounded in traditional communication. But as time went on, we witnessed technological advancement again in the form of the mass media, mass communication. And let me tell you, when I started, when I found myself in the university, my aim was to read law, and I felt law would give me everything I wanted in life. I was so much passionate about it that I didn't want to hear about any other program apart from law. But unknown to me, God had prepared mass communication for me. The day I heard that I was giving mass communication, because in those days, you have to merit it because, before you are given a course at a Bio University then. It's a second generation university. Like Thomas Adumi is struggling now to reach the height. So those universities called second generation university, they were always looking ahead of the first generation university. The likes of University of Lagos, University of Ibadan, Ahmadu Bello University, and the rest. When I was given mass communication, I felt very bad. I thought I would not, because the will is always where you have the interest. If you don't have interest, you just, but I was so lucky. I have a brother who is also into the academics. He read English. And in my own as a small boy, I was given mass communication. Then the Department of English, that time, they call it Department of English and European Languages. They wrote me personally to offer me English language. special honors. And in those days, when you are invited for special honors, you are a toast among the students. I had to reach out to my brother, who was outside the shores of Nigeria at that time, pursuing his own PhD. I just wrote him because there was no facilities like this to talk. I wrote through post and telecommunication, P&T, to ask him which of the courses should I settle for. Is it mass communication? Since a law was out of way, mass communication or English language, special honors, he never responded, and I knew why. Then I had to take the bull by the horn, and I settled for mass communication. But look at me today. Even the law that was my target initially came along the line again. After my master's in mass communication, I had to go back to read law. I took a LLM again. Then I went back to mass communication because I now have two beautiful brides before me. And I've never regretted ever making a voyage into mass communication. Navigating, so I have to adjust the title of my presentation. I know I'm talking to an intimidating gathering because I have my teachers. I have my HOD, the Vice Chancellor is seated, everybody. So this is not a classroom, it's beyond the classroom. And I wonder what I want to say. Actually, when I look face to face to my supervisor, who you acknowledged had made a landmark in the setting up of this university, particularly Department of Mass Communication. He has always been like that. When I came in, I saw him in the VC's office. I was never surprised because I know Professor Aziz. When you slate this program, for example, for 2 a.m., you will find him there. Maybe he has a spirit that is not disclosed to many of us. I really commend you, sir. And I really commend your effort at even deepening mass communication in Nigeria and beyond. So I now settled for navigating legal and ethical minefields, upholding journalism principles in a digital age. Yes, when we look at us, even as we are seated here, we have a very frightening information about the use of the internet. We are all in the digital age. But why I elect to add the legal aspect is that we are all familiar with the normal ethical standards we were taught at school, which we roll out to our students. I'm very sorry for this grievous omission. Maybe it is because of the fright I got from the intimidating audience that I did not even make any salutation. I'm very sorry, Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, the principal officers, ACN, ACP, and the dean of our great faculty and the HOD. Let me reverse a bit, because that is one of those things we have been teaching our students. When you make mistake, hold up to it. Let them know that yes, there's a mistake somewhere. If it is beyond what you can remedy, you go extra length. Nobody is about mistake. To hear is human. So forgive me for this omission. The Vice Chancellor Thomas Adewumi University, Oko. Professor Francisca Oladipo. The Dean, Dr. James Ishola. The ACSPN Vice President Southwest, Professor Rotimi Olatunji, who doubles as our host. We have the host, we have the chief host, and we have the host in our midst. The ACSPN Director of Linkage, Dr. Oludari Ogunyombo. The HOD and lecturers, Department of Mass Communication, Thomas Adewumi University. Other deans and HODs of Thomas Adewumi University, Oku. HODs and lecturers of invited departments of mass communication in Kwara State. The representative of the national president in person of my own supervisor, the Jagaban of the Faculty of Communication and Information Sciences, University of Ilorin, Professor E.L. Aziz. My HOD, Associate Professor K.K. Kadri. Our dear students of mass communication, Thomas Adewumi University. Our dear students of mass communication department from invited universities. The media present, ladies and gentlemen, good morning once again. As I will be talking specifically to our aspiring journalists, the students of mass communication, you are all aspirants. You are aspiring, and it is my prayer that the Almighty God will see you through all these challenges, and you make a mark in the sand of time, especially in mass communication, as your choosing career. We have sharp edges, challenges, and sometimes we have turbulent waters in mass communication, journalism. And I remember in those days, we always talk about ethics. Every profession has its own ethics, but mass communication is distinct because of our relationship with the society. Sometimes you talk, depending on the channel, to blind audience, but your character, your training of everything must be brought to bear. You may not be seeing your audience, and you talk, you speak to them in a language that will be polite, that will be easily understood by your listener. Because as a communicator, if you communicate and you don't have the psychology of communication, you will just be talking to the sea. Nobody will listen to you. It's either they do side talks or they are busy with their telephones. But some of us who are students of psychology too and sociology, we are trained alongside mass communication. When you are giving an address and you look up, you have to take note of responses from your audience. It's the same thing in court. When you are in court as a lawyer, you are maybe cross-examining, or you are leading your witness in a chief cross-examination. And at a point, the judge drops his pen. You should know that you are not communicating again. Because whatever, no matter how brilliant your presentation is, it will go to naught. Except when it picks up the pen again. And you see, we must not be surprised. We are still operating an analog system in our court system. Judges, they still write, many of them, they write in long hands. And if you are too fast, that the judge can no longer cope with this, you box yourself into a corner, and whatever you present will not achieve the result. So, without wasting more time, navigating legal and ethical minefields, upholding journalism principles in a digital age. In Nigeria, with the records before us, we have about 122.5 million internet users. We are all among that population here. And this places Nigeria second to only Philippines, even not even US, not UK. We are ardent users of internet in Nigeria. And as a result of that, as communicators, we must have a better knowledge and understanding of our audience. So when you have your phone, it's as small as this, but coupled with the instrumentality of the media space, you can traverse the whole world with your message. But the major problem we have nowadays is that we have untrained, untutored journalists than even a trained journalist now. Once you have your phone in the comfort of your room, you turn yourself to anything. You write news. Either it follows the normal style of writing news. You know, in those days, even up to now, we tell our students the cardinal principle behind the news writing. We answer certain questions. The 5 W's. When we first got to the university in those days, we were eager. What are the 5 W's? We all know. Some of us who are here are students. 5 W's. In your news, you must be able to answer, if not 5 W and H. How? You must answer more than 70% or 80% of those questions if you want to be on the right path, if you are communicating at all. But how many of these social media influencers who influence your thoughts and my thoughts on daily basis through the instrumentality of the internet? Some news will come up without even taking note of the ethical standards in communication. And what are these ethical standards? We are talking about fairness, verification of what you put down. Mr. Dr. Abiodun Ile will bear me witness. When we were in the field together, there was what we always refer to as a scoop. It was even common with the correspondence people. They will have a story somewhere. They will not want any other person to beat them to read. A scoop. But we have a lot of scoop nowadays. For example, look at the answers. An experience. It could be an harrowing experience we've ever had in this country. Look at how answers came about. Look at the type of stories, unverified stories that are banned. Some of them misleading. And by extension, some of these stories and pictures, some of them, even they run foul of the ethical standards, because even in broadcasting, there are certain pictures you are forbidden from even showing to your audience, because you have a cosmopolitan audience. The children are there, That's why NBC, in its wisdom, came out with its own code that from so period to so period, radio stations should not show this and this. And the same thing for television. But who controls or regulates that in the social media? A couple of days ago, one of our children, may the Almighty God continue to protect us. A couple of days ago, he had an accident in Azari, Bauchi. He was crushed. He was attending a program, and he decided to come home with ramps because of the festive period. He had already settled. He was crossing the road to buy feet. He was crushed. And by the time we know it, even before the parents were aware, the gory pictures had already flooded the social media, particularly Facebook. You can imagine that. Who controls the social media? So some of these ethical standards have been messed up. And that is the more reason why we have to keep on repeating it before our students and before every Nigerian that we are already sitting on a powder keg. Even if you are not running to the troubled waters of the legal minefields, your children, your words, may put you into the troubled waters if they are not properly controlled. And my supervisor will also bear witness. That lent credence to my interest in even investigating defamation in the digital media space. How do we help ourselves? How do we help our children? And we have to start from this. Because when the result comes, it will be catastrophic. Now, the law is even taking care of cross-border crimes. And because of Nigeria's bilateral relations with the other countries, it's easier to pursue even defamation perpetrated online. But we always have some hiccups too, like the conventional court. Because in our climb here, majority of our people, they are always afraid of going to court. They are always talking about the cost implication. They are always talking about the aftermath of coming back from court. When you take somebody to court and you come back, if you are friends, you can no longer be friends when you come back. Actually, if it results into imprisonment, how will you be making friends with me when you have already sent me to jail and you expect me to reconcile again? I've already carried that toga of ex-convict. And that is why I describe the legal minefield as a powder keg. I would not want to waste much time on the conventional ethical standards, which is already known to even our students from 100 level. They tell you what are the ethical standards. If you want to be a responsible and responsive and successful journalist, you must adhere to the standards. In the past, in the law school, in the Department of Mass Communication, University of Ilorin, we combine ethics and law. But in the wisdom of our teachers, our leaders in the department and in the faculty, later on we decided to put ethics and law together because They are twins. They are related. It's just that one has a legal muscle. The other one is only appealing to morality. And we know when you run foul of ethics in those days, even communal ethics, there were societal responses in different forms that will make you conform with what the society recommends. But the legal aspect, the legal mindset, is more cancerous. And we have to be aware. We have to deepen our understanding and knowledge of the legal minefields, which, if care is not taken, can run anybody into the legal troubled waters without knowing. By the time you are taken to prison, you will still be asking yourself, what is the matter? And that is the more reason why I want to dwell largely on the legal minefields or land mines. Land mines or minefields, they are just telling us that there are troubles ahead. So if you have decided to be in mass communication, you must be well at home with ethical standards. You should be fair in your writing. You should lay down your facts, as it were. You must remove your personal opinion in your writing. You must cross-check what you are putting, what you are feeding members of the public. Because as we started mass communication, we were taken through all the rudiments that make up a successful communication. And our teachers are here, even in theories and practice, in building models and the rest. We are taken through, and we need to understand how this thing evolved up to this level. But you are trained. You are some of you are in the verge of leaving the university. You will be on your own. Once you are in 400 level, you finished. The next thing is for you to be mobilized for the National Youth Service Corps. It means you are being introduced to the larger world gradually. And once you finish your NYC, the toga, the common toga that always protects you, is no longer there. You will be bearing your name. Nobody will say, who is he? He's from Thomas Adewumi, he's from Investor of Ilorin, is this? No. You bear your parents' name. And that is why you need to be very careful. In class, you listen attentively. Every lecturer has his own mannerism. The important message may not be repeated again. And if you are this docile student, you may miss that point. And we find out that at the end of examinations, the unserious students are always blaming their failures on lecturer this, lecturer that, lecturer this. But we have to refocus our minds to the ethical standards. Even at home, we were taught by our mothers, because they are the first teachers. They tell us, you don't lie. If they tell you at home that you must not lie, why must you go into a profession and you make that lie your hobby? It's lack of patriotism. I was told one day by a friend of mine who lived in Ireland. She said she was out and with children, and she had informed her husband that she was going this place. But all of a sudden, midway, she realized that there was somewhere again that she must touch, but she never told the husband. What she did was to go into a parking lot. But because of the fact that she would not want the children to have knowledge that she was deviating from what she had told her husband, she left the children in the vehicle and she quickly ran up. By the time she came back, the vehicle had already been clamped. But what we are told, what they made us to learn there is patriotism. Don't teach your children how to lie. Some of us who will be in our rooms, and immediately we peep into the window, we see somebody we don't want to see. Hey, go and tell him I'm not at home. Where is patriotism? And these and others should not be allowed. And that is why, as students of mass communication, when you come here, we expect the best of morality in you. That one will take you a very long way. So don't stop at the rhetorics of the ethical alone. You have learned a lot of these ethics at home. But what we are just telling you is to manifest it in what we are teaching you here. I was making a kind of a reference to some of the happenings in those days. The answers. I have one notorious matter that I even reported in my thesis. That was the issue between the chairman, the XY, national chairman, Muslim Pilgrims Board, Abuja, and one social media influencer. He sat down in the comfort of his room. He was just maligning the man. He was making spurious and unverifiable claims about the office of the chairman, to the effect that he even alleged that the chairman stole about 40 billion naira. The chairman had the courage. He approached the court. He was an empty writer, untrained writer, without anything to prove, no evidential proof at all. When he was confronted and by the court to come up with the evidence, he was found already on his nails. And at the end of the day, the law had its way. He was jailed. And I think the issue is still in court. So as aspiring journalists, please verify what you write, what you push out to your audience. But in some cases, you may be on the right path, but if you lack the knowledge, the legal knowledge and understanding, you may not know. And somebody will just come and just harass you, crowd you into submission. And by the time you know it, you'll be making apologies to a wrong person. One of the legal landmine is this issue of defamation. You must be aware of what defamation is all about. It's not everybody you talk ill of that you defame. And there is always a distinction between individuals. We are not equal here. Fingers are not equal. If you hold a public place, a public office, you can't compare yourself with an ordinary Nigerian individual who has his own private life to live. But once you are a public office holder, you have surrendered some of your privacy. And if such is reported, you always have a defense. And I know some of you must have taken through this. When I was in service, especially at the University of Ilorin. My lecturers too can bear witnesses. Media law as a course is very delicate, and is teaching must not be surrendered to the faculty of law anywhere. Because I'm not saying they are not good teachers. They are good teachers. But they will take you along with other students of a law. And your own level will be lower than their own. And another thing I discovered is that they will give you much pressure about cases, which are not necessary at all. As journalists, you only need to understand what is defamation. You should know that when you call somebody who is not a thief, and you don't have evidence, you are defaming him. If he goes to court, you have yourself to blame. Except if unknown to the person or the victim, if unknown to him, you have evidence, court judgment that nailed him as a thief and accordingly sentenced to imprisonment. There are some of our leaders nowadays. When you go back and see their records, some of them are not worth being called leaders. Some of them had committed a lot of atrocities outside the shores of Nigeria. But because of their influence, because of their money, they buried through the influence they have and the money they have. They bury some of their past. And even if some came up, ordinary people will say, it's a lie. This is the man we will vote for, regardless of his past. And such, but you may not be lucky. If you go there, you commit crime, and you believe you can bury it like the people of the past. You may be deceiving yourselves. If you call such people thieves, or you describe them as people who are not worthy of being put at a public office, you are right. But if you are not sure of your stand, they just write you a lawyer. And lawyers, they know how to bamboozle their way. When they write you on behalf of their client, they will put before them lexis and structure like we had in our secondary schools. They will use a lot of grammar to condemn you roundly. They abuse you, they do everything just to put you in a corner, to come up with an apology. That apology will now follow with damage, a ransom. They will say, okay, having made the apology, you must put across 5 million naira in lieu of the damages already incurred by the person you accused wrongly. But there's so many things as students of mass communication that you need to settle with before you even leave school. Apart from being honest, apart from being thorough in your writings, apart from your ability to verify. If you don't know, you ask. Mass communication is not a profession that you just hide your shortcomings. Even if you are not thorough enough, let your other mates know, and they bring you up. That's why when you get to our newsroom, myself, when I was a general manager at Radio Kwara, I used to be in the arena of the newsroom to know what actually went on. It got a stage that I could no longer bear the harassment of a government aides. not even officials, all these political appointees. They will come, at least you can bear with me witness. They will come with a press release and they will tell you, Oga says you should go unedited. What is that? If you know you're meant to, you push them aside. I used to call them the CPS. Come. If I should put this unedited, your Oga too, when he hears it on our radio, he will not like you. So your office, your position is online. You don't know. And there is always the situation. When you put some of our professionals in the ends of affairs, maybe as a chief secretary, as a commissioner, they were the worst occupant. Worse than even professionals. Because all those things that were not even expected of professionals, they will do it, they perpetrate it in the name of impressing their appointers. But when you have a rest of mind, you know that the greatest appointer is the Almighty God. If your time is up at a position, once you are convinced that you have done your best, your conscience is there. Even when they remove you, I was removed from Radio Kwara for not doing anything after 15 years of service in Radio Kwara. For pettiness. I was not a politician. I was just an ordinary bloody writer, journalist. I was in the newsroom for 15 years. But all of a sudden, they crooked certain things against me, unknown to me. And they were always visitors on daily basis to the Ministry of Information to lie against me, to tell the commissioner what I did not even do, what I did not even sometimes. At a point, I stopped even attending labor union general meetings at Radio Kwara. Because once, before we finish the meeting, the page on which my name appears would disappear. And there was no phone there then, that time, to screenshot. They will carry a whole page where my name appeared. The destination is the Ministry of Information. At the height of it, I was invited by the commissioner. What was the problem? He did not even give me fair hearing, which is against the Constitution. He just said, Mahmud, you are one leg out, one leg in. What did I do, commissioner, honorary commissioner? He said, no, I don't want to hear. Just go by better, put me right. Let me know. You see, that is a lot of a story I wrote. And if they had said that, I know part of what made me journalist. If they said that it was because of the story, I said, the first liable person will be the general manager of that station. Then the editor. Then the director of news. Before it comes to me, because several times I had even saved the heads of my staff who are in the newsroom when I was general manager for 7 years. Sometimes the government house chief press secretary would just call me, GM, we want you to recall this your correspondent. I say, why? He said, we didn't like it. What did he do? No, I just gave you that. I always stood my ground. That, in fact, I never thought I would be 7 years as general manager at Radio Kwara. Talk less of being redeployed again to Kwara Television for another almost 1 year, 6 months. Because the pressure, actually, if I was told, if I was asked, between military regime, I'm not calling for military takeover, between military regime and civilian regime, which one do you prefer? I would prefer military. Because you know that they guide us with decrease. And we know when you are going through the troubled waters. We cannot forget Tunde Thompson, Enduka Arabo, and the rest. Why were they galled? It was because of what they called reeling out information that they had no authority to reel out about appointment of ambassadors. But as journalists, you may not defend yourself in court, but if they accuse you of that, except it's already a concluded case, you bring in some other. After all these people, they are staff of guardians. Guardian had a head, but the law, the court judgment did not even touch the head. It touched the guardian. They asked guardian to pay 15 naira or 50,000. I cannot remember again. But what I'm saying is that as mass communication students, be thorough before you leave the university. The best advantage you will have is what you are having now. Because your lecturers, because of you, they will go extra mile, especially in this digital space. I commend Professor Assis because every time, even when I was HOD, he will always come with one new program or the other. Our courses, especially when we had the likes of Dr. Adisa on study leave, how many of us remaining? We were saddled. We will not be that individually. Some of us, we took 10, 11 courses. So the effect that even during faculty board of examiners, they were always laughing at us. Why are you making yourself unnecessarily difficult for yourselves? Why must just somebody, and we take the same salary? But that is the stuff of Professor Aziz. Anything new in mass communication, he will always bring it to the fore. No, it's not autocratic. You make it democratic as possible. You debate it. But because he was our leader at that time, once he laid the foundation for us, we will tow it. But we never regretted his nurturing. We thank you, and we thank you for even bringing it to Thomas Adewumi University. I always have the confidence that wherever I see the name of Professor Aziz, I will first of all say, which Aziz? If it is AL, I will go and sleep. I must confess to you, when I saw him here, I almost ran back. I said, what will I say before this man? Except that I'm a practical man. I've had traversed the industry to a level that I can always tell people there is no shaking. And that is even what motivated me into even going further to establish a radio station for a young aspirant into mass communication, because we know even in Ilorin, even tomorrow when Thomas Adewumi has a radio station, there are certain challenges that will be faced, especially personnel, except you use the students. But you cannot always leverage on the students if you want to give them real training in mass communication, particularly in broadcasting. We have to leverage on the veterans who had seen it all to come and give them the practical aspect of our job, because we are the end users. The university is producing you. When you leave service, some of you may be lucky. During your NYC, they may post you to a radio station. And generally, let me tell you the reality in the industry now. No employer is ready to take raw graduates. Because we see some of this with apology. Actually not with university students who come on sideways to our stations. But all these monotechnic polytechnics, it has always been a different ball game. You always wonder, how were you given admission for mass communication? When you ask some people, have you ever heard of a inverted pyramid form of a news writing? They will be looking at you. These are elementary. Even to students, talk less of graduates of mass communication. So these are the things. Sometimes, and the assessment of teachers had improved tremendously now. In those days, when we taught raw, the facial assessment will be from the result. If you have 10 students, 2 pass, 8 failed, they say your method of teaching is wrong. But there are so many factors to it now, other than the method of teaching, that it cannot even be method of teaching, because with advancement in technology, even students can sit down in their rooms or even hostels to Google 1,000,001 information about a particular search. Will take you to where your teacher will have taken you before class. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very sorry that I did not even follow my paper, but it has been very, I've been very passionate about the aftermath effect of a lack of knowledge and understanding as a journalist, as mass communicators, of the terrain we are operating, lined with bombs. And the bombs are not visible, but they are only visible by your hands, by what you put down. Then we should not have the fear of employing a graduate of mass communication, only to be given a court beat, and will not even understand the ethics of the court. It will bring back problem for you in the office. Why you should the ethics are very simple. When you want to enter the court, you know, when I was coming up stage, I bow down. Lawyers are respectful people. They respect. That's why we hardly go on strike. I'm sorry, I've gone the other way. Living, yes, but we have to marry everything together. Even being a student of mass communication or an expert in mass communication or journalist does not make you a bully. We always appreciate ourselves in those days. When we meet, we say journalists are arrogant. But if you study mass communication or journalism, and later on you study law, you are hyper arrogant, because you will not fear anybody. You will see yourself as a spirit that can go through any brick wall. And that is it. But I know, I realize I'm speaking to our teachers, our leaders in these ramifications. But in particular, we are speaking to our students, because this is the best opportunity you will have. Experts, veterans will be coming to share their experiences with you. And I was about to say the motive for establishing a radio station. It is because of my colleagues, senior and colleagues generally. We always have that wrong notion that if you are a communicator or a journalist or a broadcaster, you don't have the money to establish a radio station. You always be employed, even after service. When you are to be on your own, begin to call the shots, you will still be hustling for somebody to employ you. No. We have gone past that stage, and that is the message the establishment of a radio station is talking about. I'm not a money bag. I don't have money. They know. Everybody knows. I don't have money. But when the opportunity came, I was always on top of my feet to grab any opportunity, not the legal opportunity. But once the right opportunity comes, I could remember when there was this liberalization of the broadcasting in Nigeria, and they brought in community radio station. I went to, you see, I served with NBC before I was appointed general manager of the Kwara State Broadcasting Corporation. God gave me everything that was required to manage a successful radio station. And that time, that was during my redeployment from Radio Kwara to the ministry for an offense I did not commit. Somebody during my trying period, one will not be happy when you are removed without doing something, without being convinced that yes, it was because of your action that you are removed. I was very sad. I got to the press center that day when the press center was located opposite the government house in the evening. I used to booze in those days. I thank God I don't booze again. I don't smoke again. I used to be a chain smoker because I started as a comrade. I'm still a comrade. In those days, I just got to the press center. I met the immediate past ambassador, Nigerian ambassador to Malaysia, Nuruddin Mohammed. We used to rap together. I just got in. He said, Mahmud, how are you? I learned you may remove from Radio Kwara. I just smiled. But it pained me because of the word removed. Because it was a prejudicial judgment that you offended, and that was why you are removed. And we need to be very careful with the word we use as communicators, especially on radio or television. The word compulsory retirement almost landed one of my staff in prison. A permanent secretary serving under the Kwara State government was given a compulsory retirement. The offenses were not stated. But as a journalist, we have to report it. We reported. When the translation time came, Yoruba translation, the Yoruba man said, "What be akọ̀wé àgbà jáde kúrò ní ọ́fíìsì rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú tìpátìkúùkù." But that is by force. He was removed from office by force. He went to court. But because we had a very vibrant Ministry of Justice that time, we wriggled out. Another one happened when I was a general manager. A retired judge of the High Court was made Oba in this part of the state, Kwara South. We carried a story. I've forgotten the fact of the case. He went to court. Even as a learned person, a retired jurist, he took a lawyer, he went to court. I was general manager. But that time, I was just coming up with law. And you see, there's one thing with a law school graduates. When you leave law school, if you are arrogant before you went there, you'll be more arrogant when you leave. And when you really understand the nitty-gritty of some of these cases that are banned in court, I had to go back to my law school notes. I wriggled out. Just pen. I just instructed my secretary, "Hey, don't panic. Put this, our response to his lawyer. And that was the end of that case. But not every one of us will be so lucky. Not every one of us. There was another example that I always love. Sometimes you may find yourself entangled in an interest, quote and unquote, maybe personal interest, maybe communal interest. Because wherever you come out from, you are a product of a home. You are a product of a village. You are a product of a town. In general, you are a product of a community. Sometimes, if you want to serve the community, not the ugly or the illegal way, but you see an opportunity to protect your community. Actually, in the media, you don't hesitate, but there are ways to wriggle out. I was traveling to Cross River, Uyo, when I was general manager, Radio Kwara. I got to Umaya. I was lucky to have tuned into my, because I started with MBC as a assistant chief monitoring officer. Remove monitoring from MBC job. MBC is not good doing anything again. That is the truth. Monitor for compliance. We monitor to know the extent to which regulations are being complied with. When I got to Ukmaya, I picked my station, Radio Kwara. An advert was running. It was an advert that actually showed that two prominent families in Ilorin, I'm from Ilorin, were at loggerheads just because of their children. One was announcing that the marriage will come up between their son and the other family's daughter. The other family came up with another counter on the same radio station. One, the integrity of the station is even at stake. You don't present the instrumentality of broadcasting. So, the benefits of people who will not even appreciate the opportunity given, because not everybody that brings money to radio, or not anybody that gives a journalist, even a paper journalist, money that will have the story addressed, or addressed the same way he had wanted. When I saw it, my inner instinct told me that this one should not be allowed to go again. I called Ilorin here from Umaya. I called the director marketing. That story, that advert must be removed. He said, but they had paid. I said, yes. That time too, I was a young lawyer. But I still have this law school mentality. And everything we were taking through in the law school was still in my head. I said, don't worry. Until I come back, remove it. When I go back, I met a very long letter. You know, I told you, if you have an encounter with lawyers, they will first of all try to finish you through letter so that they confuse you the more. I saw a very long letter, about 3-page letter. On what? That I stopped at that, but I know infringement of yes, it was an infringement on the contract. I know. I called my secretary. We have to leverage on our past experiences. Secretary, as a secretary, you know about the civil service order. You don't know more than that. But what's your view about this letter we received from this lawyer? He said, We have to turn it to the Ministry of Justice. I said, yes. Luckily enough, we had a staff of the Ministry of Justice who is now a High Court judge in Kwara State. He was a member, he was a director of my board of directors, Kwara State Broadcasting Corporation. The secretary approached her. She said, tell your GMO, you have to go and apologize. And at the end of the letter, they said we must cover out 5 million naira. I said, apology K, 5 million naira K. How will the society be looking at us? And even our appointers, they will say this is a bad product to get him out. I said, no. So when she insisted that we must apologize, I went back to my law book and notes. I look at the justification. And I discovered that force majeure is a very potent, virile justification. For me at that point in time, that was what we put in our letter, and that was the end of that. So what I'm saying in short is that please, for God's sake, our students, do not limit your search for knowledge within the class. But whenever you are in class again, be timeous in going to the classroom. Some lecturers, they tell you certain things in the class that you may not see the usefulness instantly, but it may be years after your graduation, you will now remember. Actually, some of our lecturers who always teach with examples that we throw the whole class overboard with laughter, like Professor Aziz. You must come with something that you will take home and you will remember for life. You will take examples from even daily occurrences. How will you not remember that? How will you not remember that? So, ladies and gentlemen, and our dear students, I think my parting words, I have so much. I have so much in my paper. But I didn't touch many of what I just reeled out. But I know that one will put you in a better stand to forge ahead as an aspirant to journalism, to mass communication. And it is my prayer that by the time you are leaving Thomas Adewu University and your respective universities, you will have been full of courage. Let me tell you, as a parting example, I left Bayero University in 1982 as a graduate of mass communication. And I served in Rivers State. When I got to the camp, I saw graduates from other universities, particularly UNILAG. I told my oga once, University of Lagos graduates, and many of these first generation universities, they are always very full of pride. They will tell you, we are UNILAG, Akoka, this, that. One day in the morning, they didn't know that I had even cited them. I know there were very many in our camp. I just gathered about 10 of them. I said, gentlemen, I congratulate you, you graduated from a first generation university. But I, as I'm standing before you, I'm a second generation university graduate. But tell me why you are better than me. Why I will not settle down for my earlier standpoint that you are only enjoying the past glory of your university. Before they know it, I brought out my this final year project, and I investigated the Nigerian Herald of the Hold. Nobody has the information I have about the Herald Uphold. When Aliaga was editor-in-chief there, he heard my project for 1 year. Modibo Kau, the erstwhile NBC Director General. My project was with him for more than 6 months. Because in those days, and I want us to have a recourse to what some of us did in our days. We never took any assignment for granted. When your lecturers tell you group studies, and our experience has shown nowadays that group work is no work. When you have 10 students in a group, only 1 or 2 or 3 will do the work. And they want to protect their own personal interests, those people who really did the work. Because they know that once the lecturer knows that it was a one-man show, it will affect their own score too. So please, group assignment, please take it very serious. It's like when you are doing research, focus group discussion. You know it's more revealing, but many people will be running away from it because of the pressure, the labor you will put into it, gathering experts, headaches. Because I'm telling you this, because many of our students nowadays, they want to dodge under the group work. You not even see them. They know that their class step or something will do it for them. No. You are only trying to destroy your career when you have that in mindset. A group work must be taken as a group work. An individual work must be taken as an individual work. And I pray the Almighty God will see you through this. And by the time we meet you again, you will be our pride. I really thank you very much. God bless you. God bless the Vice Chancellor. God bless Thomas Adewumi, Oko University. If not that I may be running into the troubled waters again, I will have coined another thing for you that maybe, we have better by far. We have best by far now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for that insightful lecture. So the next on our agenda for today is question and answer. If there is anyone that has any question, please kindly signify by raising up your hands, or you can meet the usher to direct your question to them. You can write your question on paper and give it to the usher. If there's any question, you can. Okay, there's one hand there.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I count myself a very lucky person to attend this lecture today. I am Ezekiel Tado. Sirs and Mas, my senior fathers, my fathers in journalism, I say I'm very grateful to attend this lecture today. I have a question which has been bothering my mind. And that has to do with social media. Sir, in the days of our little beginning as undergraduate in Kwara State University, I have a lecturer who taught me by name Dr. Hamad Mutada. I want to believe you know him, sir. He told us that in Saudi Arabia, before any brokers go out into the air, it must go through a kind of data screening bank before it goes out. So with that, no information goes out anyhow. But it is unfortunately that in my country today, sir, especially as a result of influence of social media, which is geared by technology, I kind of find it very difficult to control what goes into social media, sir. I want to believe that, for example, what happened yesterday, if it should have been the modern, the conventional media that we have, the way it circulates, it couldn't have gone out as such. Sir, how do we control the social media? Because it's really having negative effect to the journalism, the ethical practice of journalism, sir. How do you control it? Then secondly, sir, since you are a law practitioner, I want to say that how do we use law at the same time to control these social media, sir? Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. I prefer to take the questions as they come. And you see, I said during my presentation that I've deviated greatly from what I have on my paper. But notwithstanding, you are now taking me back to my thesis. That is, I thought my fear was earlier allayed when immediately I saw my supervisor. I said, this is another viva. But when I saw the HOD and the rest, my fears started disappearing in little. And my Oga and then later my student and later my Oga, I want Dr. Fatima Bakri to stand up for recognition. She used to be my let me stand up. She was my student in those days. But as God will have it, because of my penchant for knowledge, I had to go back to her as my lecturer. She taught me while I was undergoing the PhD. And I finished my PhD at the age of 68. Yes. So, there's no time limit for acquisition of knowledge. Please sit down, my Oga. I have many of them, especially even in our, that is to show you how rich the Department of Mass Communication, University of Ilorin is. Dr. Adisa, Associate Professor, he used to be my boy, but I cannot call him my boy again. Especially when we are in the committee of academics, I will say, sir, he's my boy, but because of the search for knowledge, I had to submit myself to the reality of that moment. If I had not done that, I wouldn't have reached this far. Now to your question, gentlemen. You know, Nigeria, this is Nigeria. We are guided by a constitution. Saudi Arabia too has its own constitution. But you have to take time to go through the constitution of Saudi Arabia. I know the constitution of the federal government of Nigeria, Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I know all over the world there's a freedom of expression. That's what you call gag. Any directive that comes from government, we have some vibrant lawyers in Nigeria who can even win cases in the heaven. They go back to the drawing board. If you say what obtains in Saudi Arabia should obtain here, for years we'll be on it. And before it gets to the Supreme Court, it may take years. Even the plaintiff will have lost the memory of that case over the years. though it may not be the problem of our judges, but it has to be, is attached to the policy of government. As Supreme Court, our constitution as it were now says the highest number of Supreme Court judges is 21. And until this present administration got there, we hardly had up to 11 Supreme Court judges. And look at the plethora of cases before. Supreme Court in the last 15 years and up to now has not seen the light of the day. So it's not an individual challenge, but government challenge. But I think President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing something along that line. The simple answer there is that yes, the social media space is fraught with so many challenges, known and unknown. Until you step into the troubled waters, some of these challenges may not even come to fore. I investigated defamation in the media, in the digital media space. And it is because of our children that motivated me, that I had said earlier, that how do we prevent our innocent children who have just left school from beginning their lives on a very shaky note? Because if you are given appointment as a journalist and unknown to you, and some of you, I don't want you to copy them. Some, they will not want to walk before they will start running. I know some of you, you may have a very tall ambition that once I leave the school, I will not even bother about NYC. I want money. Like the example Dr. Yile gave us the other time. I know, my yoga, that a student was caught pretending to be a kidnapper. He called the parents. Whereas it was just a pretense, and pretense in law is even a criminal. I don't know whether the university has taken it into court or handed him over to the law enforcement authority. He pretended as if he had a kidnapped victim with him. He was asking for 10 million naira from the parents. He got the numbers of the parents. He was threatening them. If this amount, okay, they said, okay, before we pay the ransom, let us hear the voice of our child. He said, you will hear it, but put down 10 million first. And it could go other way. Anyway. Because sometimes if you were to be a real kidnapper, maybe he had killed the child. But he wouldn't want to go just empty-handed. He would still want to cover something from the parents. In fact, we'll continue to intensify prayer to continue to see the face of our God. He was eventually apprehended through his phone call, through his phone. But when he was asked why he was into this, he said because he had a very tall ambition. He wanted money to go into business. A 100-level student having such ambition, 100 level to go into business, and he said he had demanded from his parents 50,000 naira, no, 300,000 naira or 350,000 naira to begin a business, but he was never answered. So he thought the easiest way, the most lucrative business now, without placing any capital, is kidnapping. May God save us from them. So, straight to your answer. You know, I investigated the perception of stakeholders on defamation because that's the most rampant among our children, even among adults. You put down, when you see somebody putting down his head, just facing the phone, maybe he's into something damaging. And once he will not take permission from anybody before he releases it. And it goes even beyond expectation. And that's why the first finding is that the stakeholders, who are my stakeholders? I got the lawyers experience in law and journalism. I got jurists. I got university lecturers in mass communication and lecturers in law. These civil society organization, human rights and the rest. I interrogated them. And their submission is that number one, the law we are operating as regards defamation and even regulating social media is obsolete. Though we have so many laws. But the problem we have is that even if we have laws, some of these laws are not codified. So the courts will always act at a variance. If you are found guilty of a defamation here, and you are given 6 months imprisonment, another court may give 3 years. All is within the ambit of the law. But what we are saying is that when we look at the disaster being created by what we do on social media, we want a regulation like even that of the Asian world, because they are autocratic there. And once they say this one is banned, don't go to this, go to it, you are jailed. But in Nigeria, you end up in court. But the stakeholders have given us a leeway that some of the aspects of our law too can improve and give us what we really want if they are amended. But the general question is that who will do the amendment to our constitution? They are your representatives, our representatives in Abuja. Are they ready?
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Let's give him a very... All right, sir. I pray that we are not going to be beneficiary of the most lucrative business, which is kidnapping currently, in God's name. Please, it is not a good one for you. For the want of time, we are just going to be taking one question. Our online participants also have questions. So, but for the want of time, we'll be taking just one question from the online participants. Media, up to you, sir.
I'm not saying the law lecturers are not good. They are good, but they will take you a voyage beyond what is necessary for you as a mass communication student. Any lecturer is good to take any course once he's already grounded in it. But what I'm saying is that when a lawyer teaches you mass communication, he will not teach you as a mass communication class. He will ask you to come to 400 level class of a law class, and that one is purely law. You'll be exposed to cases, facts, judgment, and the rest, which are not necessary for all. What you require as a student of mass communication is a better knowledge and understanding of what is law that relates to your profession. When you are caught in the web, how do you wriggle out, even without even foreseeing a lawyer? Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for the wonderful response. Also, I quickly want to establish this protocol to a friend of the university, I believe, that flew all the way from Lagos to Ilorin and moved to Kwara State, Oko. That is a staff of Delta State government, Mr. Ogenesibe Wilfred. We say thank you very much. He's also a member of ACSPN. We say welcome. Mr. Wilfred is also a legal practitioner. We say thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much, sir. Yes, quickly we are going to be moving to the next program on the item. It's going to be an undoing again if you come to this university that leads where others follow, and you don't get, even if it's a little bit about the university. You know, I would advise you to take a tour, maybe after this program, just for 10, 15, 30 minutes of our university. And apart from that, I think we should also watch a short clip of the university before I invite Dr. Farombi to do a quick recap of the video that we're about to watch. Media, up to you.
Welcome to Thomas Adewumi University, Oko, Kwara State, the knowledge hub for Nigeria and Africa. We are dedicated to shaping the future of Nigeria and Africa through world-class education and innovation. Our campus is equipped with state-of-the-art facilities, including modern laboratories, cutting-edge libraries, studios, conducive accommodation, farms where our students engage in agricultural activities, and water factory. We offer a wide range of degree programs and online courses with over 27 different programs in 7 faculties. Our highly attractive and subscribed programs in nursing, physiotherapy, engineering, and mass communication. Our programs are fully accredited by the National Universities Commission. Our fees are affordable, while student loans are also accessible. Join us at Thomas Adewumi University. Welcome to Thomas Adewumi University.
Are also promoting us. Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate you. Apart from that, with your permission, I also want to say a very big thank you for giving us extra slots. So you've been supporting us even before you stepped here. And your testament today has showed that we should not just go with a microphone, we should go with a loudspeaker and beam the good news about the prestigious Thomas Adewumi University. We are an household name in education. We did not just start yesterday. Thomas Adewumi University has about 30 years experience in delivering quality education in Africa. The news of Thomas Adewumi International College is around the corner of everywhere you go to in Africa and in Nigeria. We don't just want you to be here today and go back without being ambassadors of Thomas Adewumi University. We want to spread the good news. Our admission portal is open, and the course like mass communication is a very, very innovative course. In fact, I'm tempted to re-enroll as a student of mass communication. Though I'm thinking it's too late because I've gone far in the ladder of biochemistry. However, we are together in this business. Therefore, I want to say that among universities, private universities, and state-owned universities that offer quality education in mass communication with competitive prices, Thomas Adewumi University stands out. Our school fee for mass communication is just 300,000 naira. Just 300,000 naira. And that amount can even be paid in 3 installments. What it means is that a parent can afford to pay less than 200,000 naira and bring a student to Thomas Adewumi University. Our goal is to train as many mass communicators as possible because that's the demand. I am in agreement with you that mass communication is one of the highly sought after courses. Some weeks ago, I had an international meeting with some of our partners outside the country, specifically in the United States of America. And in support of education in Nigeria, they are saying they want to support highly marketable courses. And one of the courses that was listed as highly marketable courses is mass communication. I think students of mass communication, you deserve a round of applause for yourself. So, sir, we have the room to accommodate as many students as possible that you want to refer to us. And we don't just want you to do this for free. We have a plan for admission rebates that allow you to earn money while you refer students to us. So we want you to tell students and intending students, direct entry students, our Vice Chancellor has boldly said that we scored over 90% in the NUC accreditation to accredit mass communication. Therefore, we can beat our chest to say that Thomas Adewumi University mass communication is a course that should be sought after. Apart from that, we have other 26 approved academic programs. In Thomas Adewumi University, we are a leading light in science, technology, engineering, and innovation courses. Our courses include, signature courses include nursing, physiotherapy, in case you have students that want to study nursing, physiotherapy, medical lab science, and we also have courses like law, innovative courses like law. We have courses in the Faculty of Business and Social Sciences, including economics, business administration, criminology. And when you come down to the Faculty of Computing and Applied Sciences, we have courses like biochemistry, microbiology, you have computer science, you have software engineering. In the Faculty of Basic Medical and Health Sciences, we have courses like physiotherapy, courses like medical lab science. We have public health. Public health is a course where many students will be interested in studying. We also have engineering courses. Now, many people do not know that Thomas Adewumi University offers what we call computer engineering courses. We also have communications engineering. Only very few universities are offering this course, and we have it right on this beautiful campus. Is our campus not beautiful? Yes, very beautiful campus. Thank you very much. And then the basic engineering courses, civil engineering, mechanical engineering, and electrical engineering. We offer all these courses, and our fees are just 300,000 naira and above. Students can secure admission once they have a minimum score of 140 marks and above into Thomas Adewumi University. So please, we want to invite our student, your students to please register on our portal. Our portal again is tau.edu.ng. I can give out my phone number so that you can call SARS If you want to refer students to us, the number to call is 070-3914-9150. I will take that again. 070-3914-9150. As you go back, we wish you journey mercies back to your destination. But we don't just want to say bye-bye. We want to see you again with your referral student. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Let's give Dr. Farombi a round of applause. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. So it might be too late for Dr. Farombi to join our training for mass communication. But believe me, if you are in 100 level, 200 level, 300 level, it's not too late for you to join our training in the mass communication department. Yes, we are not just training students, we are training professionals. That is Akinfolami Oluwasheni. She's a 400 level student of mass communication department. She's not doing wonderfully well. Yes. So we are proud of our students. That is Bolade also. He's a 400 level mass communication student. That is Usman. Usman. He's a 300 level mass communication student. So we are not just training them to be to the books. We are training professionals in Thomas Adewumi University. So you're welcome to always join us. Again, we are not just going to let the staffs have it all. We are not going to let the staff have it all. We invite the student representative council. We are going to invite the representative just to say one or two things to you. Please, let's celebrate her as she comes forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everybody. It is my greatest pleasure to be standing here representing my president as the vice president of the Student Representative Council this afternoon. And we want to express our heartfelt gratitude to the guest speaker in person of Dr. Mahmud Abdulraheem. We say thank you very much for this insightful and impactful lecture you gave us today. And we want to say a very big thank you to the ACSPN for this great idea and collaboration with our school, and choosing our school as the first university to collaborate with to bringing this program here. And we say thank you to everyone, staffs from different schools, students from different schools, and also our wonderful students and staffs. We say thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So the next on our agenda, we'll be calling the Vice President of the Southwest ACSPN and the General Secretary for their goodwill message. Please come put our hands together as you are called to the podium. The Vice President and the General Secretary.
Good afternoon. I had earlier met with the Vice Chancellor, and I'd expressed my great pleasure in and congratulated her for the beautiful edifices and the serene environment that you have in this university. If there is any young aspiring communicator who wants to study mass communication, this is a very good place to learn. So I also congratulate the students of mass communication here because of the fact that this is the first time we're having the empowerment series in the North Central Zone of Nigeria, and in particular in Ilorin, Kwara State. But we have had series of events like this everywhere else in Nigeria, and we have brought in legends of our profession to speak with young people who will be the leaders of our field tomorrow. Apart from you aspiring to be mass communication professionals, you should also aspire to be mass communication teachers and scholars too. People who we will hand over the baton of training the next generation of scholars and professionals too. I also need to congratulate Dr. Abdulraheem Mahmud for a job well done. This you have done, you are only standing on the shoulders of giants who have spoken on our platform before. We've had giants like the former MD Daily Times and the former executive governor of Ogun State, Chief Olusegun Oshoba. We've had Engineer Vincent Maduka, former NTA Director General. The last Eminent Person series we had at Elizabeth University also featured Dr. Dayo Duile. For those who are familiar with the history of Nigerian mass media, Dr. Dayo Duile is the most authoritative scholar in that area, history of Nigerian mass media. We've also had Martin Zoloja, the chairman of Guardian Editorial Board, and Professor Stella Okuna has also been in our empowerment series. So we've actually done this so that we can continue to encourage the merging of town and gown, so that scholars and professionals can meet and they can both nurture the next generation of professionals that can sustain the good work that we do in our profession. So on behalf of the Vice President, who is unavoidably absent, Professor Rotimi Williams Olatuji, I bring goodwill and glad tidings from Association of Communication and Scholars and Professionals of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
That is Dr. Tani. Please let's continue to give him a round of applause till he gets back to his seat. We appreciate you very much, sir. As we're moving towards the close of the program, I humbly invite the Vice Chancellor for the presentation of certificates. Oh, so sorry, sir. Okay, please, let's quickly take his goodwill message from the Secretary of ACSPN. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, the Vice Chancellor, sir. Please, the Secretariat coordinates the activities of the association. And what I have from the Secretariat is about information for us, particularly for our colleagues. The first is that we are encouraged to register our membership. That is what makes you a member indeed. Not just a member by interest, by desire. Our registration covers from January to December every year. If you're an individual, you can register as individual. You can also register your department as an institution. Now, if you do institutional registration, that entitles a number of members in your department to the association. So please, you are encouraged because there are a lot of benefits in our registration. Number two, apart from, we thank Thomas Adewumi for hosting us, for doing this, for coming from behind to leading the KU8. But the information we need to know is that, notwithstanding what Thomas Adewumi has done, every institution in the KU8 is still allowed to replicate this place. Prof, sir, you can do it better than by far. You can still do it, sir. We are encouraged to do this because you can imagine what we have learned from Dr. Mahmud today. And there are other issues of media practice, of the communication studies that we are still able to dwell into if we have the opportunity. So we're encouraged to do this as a form of training and exposure for our staff and students and for networking opportunities. So for the students, we have the Ask Me series. Like I told you earlier on at the briefing, we would like to know when your students here, or maybe the KUA students, will be ready to host an Ask Me series, where we bring in an expert again, and now they are the one asking the questions. Today now we could not take many questions, but on such an event, they are taking questions from them. So they can ask questions, the professional can actually go ahead to answer them in full. So we will appreciate if maybe KU8 can decide to do that. Virtually, we'll do it, or hybrid like this. Then, please, like the national president said, our annual conference is holding September 4th to 5th at the Keja Hotels in Lagos. We will encourage participation of our members. Conference opportunities must not be missed. For those of us from other institutions, please let us go back to our institutions and arrange how we can be part of that conference. It's coming to the Southwest after some time. I think after Abeokuta, it's coming to Southwest again. Let us be there. If we could not go to Kano, we could not go to Abuja, we should be able to be in Lagos. Please, we are encouraged to do that. And you can see submit papers, which is very key. For those of us who are just hearing about it for the first time, you can submit your abstracts and it will be treated. Personally, I want to say thank you for Dr. Mahmud. I was not surprised that he was the guest speaker. It's somebody I've known over the years. My first encounter with him actually had to do with issue of ethics and how he helped the institution then to navigate it. It was a challenging time, but he helped, he intervened, and we were able to navigate it. So we'd like to, on behalf of the Secretariat, say thank you. Sentia Semo, Serpentia Audio, right? Okay. That means the sermon has been preached, and then you are ready to do it. The question is, you have heard the sermon today from Dr. Mahmud. We want to believe in the Secretary of the ACSPN that when we see you, you will be preaching the sermon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Let's give him a round of applause. And it is a promise, we are not hearers alone, we are doers in Thomas Adewumi University. So thank you very much for the goodwill message. Again, I humbly invite our amiable Vice Chancellor for the presentation of certificate to the guest lecturer. So I humbly invite Dr. Mahmud also to step to the podium to receive the certificate. The guest lecturer, sir. Please, sir.
Dear Dr. Mahmud Abdulraheem, PhD Esquire, on behalf of the Thomas Adewumi University, Oko, Irese, Kwara State, and of course the Association of Communication Scholars and Professionals of Nigeria, we present this certificate to you in recognition of your invaluable contribution as guest lecturer at the first ACSPN Empowerment Series in Kwara State. Your lecture titled Navigating the Ethical and Legal Minefield, Upholding Journalism Principles in the Digital Age, held today, June 13, 2024, at our campus in Okwirese. We thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
The mass communication students from our sister institutions that are present here and those that are online, if you're in first, second, and third year, I'll be happy to take you on here until you don't have to go back again. I'm sure you love our campus so much and we'll be happy to have you with us. Thank you all so much, and we hope that the interactions will continue beyond this program.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am. You have heard it from the Vice Chancellor. It is no more essay. That is from the Vice Chancellor herself. Thank you very much, sir. And thank you very much, ma'am. Again, the Mass Communication Department have been standing on the shoulder of giants. And such is the person that is going to be doing the closing remark for us as I invite our amiable leader, a giant indeed, Dr. R.M. Adisa, Please, you just have to do the closing remark for us, please. Thank you very much, sir. Please, let's appreciate him as he comes forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The Vice Chancellor, Ma. Thank you, the Registrar, and other Principal Officer. Our leader seated, from the representative of the President, Professor Assis, the Secretariat, the representative of Professor Olatuji, and the friend of Thomas Adewumi from the Far East. Our guest lecturer, Dr. Barrister Mahmud Abdulraheem, all students and staff of University in Kwara State and the Polytechnic represented here. We thank you for coming. I'm from University of Ilorin, but I'm closely relating with Thomas Adewumi University. So I have the two legs, and I want to say thank you for coming, thank you for listening, and we hope that you put to practice what you are taught. Remember that there are regulations in communications. We have self-regulations, we have statutory regulations, and we have joint regulations. So in Saudi Arabia, there is statutory regulations, but in Nigeria here, is a joint regulation. So as you are leaving the university to the field, please know that there are landmines, there are rules, there are regulations that you must not fail to comply with. That is the essence of our lecture today, and we want you to take it seriously, knowing that you have been taught in the class, and we've brought an experienced veterans in journalism to come and talk to you as well. Please take note of all this. Don't forget them, and wish you the best in your future endeavor. Thank you for coming, and God bless you. Thank you.
I'd like to invite Mr. Sholola Yusuf from Summit University for the closing prayer. Mr. Sholola Yusuf from Summit University.
I want to seize this opportunity to appreciate my Ogas here from the Better by Far University, Professor A. Aziz, Dr. Arem Adisa, and I also want to appreciate the Vice Chancellor of Thomas Adewumi University for hosting in this program, ACSPN lecture series at Thomas Adewumi, and being the first, and hopefully other universities under KU8 will also follow suit, inshallah. May Allah guide each and every one of us back to our various destinations. May make it very easy for us, all of our affairs. May He guide all of our affairs. May He guide all of our deliberations. And may He ensure that this lecture series that we all gained here today make a positive impact in all of our lives. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-sirata al-mustaqim. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. So can we all be upstanding as we take the national anthem as well as the Thomas Adewumi University anthem?
So bright, to nurture and listen. In Thomas Adewumi University, the hope of our nation and all humanity. C.E.O. we lead, others follow. God bless our university. God bless our university. God, the creator of all seen and unseen, we pray for your great blessings on everyone as we all endeavor to make a difference. We look up to you, never leave us alone. Change asemo, sapeti audio, and when knowledge shall speak, with wisdom we'll listen. In Thomas Adewumi University, the hope of our nation and all humanity. C.E.O. we lead, others follow. God bless our university. God bless our university.
To move to the back of the auditorium right over there for this photo session. Yeah, this side for the photo session. We can just take any of the doors down here so that we'll go for the photo sessions behind the auditorium. Thank you very much. We appreciate each and everyone for coming. We wish you safe trip back to your destination. Thank you very much.